One of the original four who started the Hendon Mob was Barny Boatman. Living in London, of course, he is at the PokerStars EPT to play and to talk to the Swedest Deal. At the PokerStars EPT in London, a guy that I met many years ago, Barny Boatman, is here to play poker and so on. How are you, Barny?
I'm good, thanks, yeah.
Yeah, life is good, is it?
I mean, it's been mixed. The last few years have been, have had some very good bits to them, but also some very tough bits. Yeah. Family stuff that's been hard, but right now things are getting easier and it's not too bad.
That's good, that's good. I mean, you were one of the four starting guys from the Hendon Mob, right?
Yes.
You and your brother Ross, how's Ross?
Ross is great. Yeah. Ross, at the age of 58, just won Best Newcomer in the Soap Awards.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, for his part in EastEnders, so yeah. He's doing really good.
Yeah, that's good, that's good. Are you still good friends?
Of course.
Of course you are, yeah. What year did you start playing poker?
I mean, that's hard to say because I played a little bit at school. We used to play free card brag, stuff like that, and penny against the wall. And, we gambled on all sorts of things, but then I guess, I mean, I always played a bit with friends, even as a teenager. But I guess we got serious in about the mid-90s, I suppose. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, were there some poker clubs in London that started to grow?
Well, we had a home game, and then I was the first in our group of friends to join the Vic, and it's always pissed me off because I had to pay £25 to join, and then everybody else I recommended, and they all got in for nothing. So I never got my £25 back. No, but I mean I was very lucky because the first tournament I ever played at the Vic was a 7-card stud tournament, and I won it. And I came back the following week, it's like a £20 to enter or something like that. Came back the following week and chopped the tournament. So then I thought, this is easy. And that was me, that was my life ruined. Because,
and it just kept going from there, was it?
Well, I was working then. I was working as a computer programmer. But it was kind of like, it got to like, during the day, I might earn £200 doing my job, and then during the night I'd be playing and I'd be losing or winning 800 or whatever, and it just got to be more and more ridiculous. Then I went to Slovenia and won a tournament, 7-card stud. It was always 7-card stud in those days. I won like £8,000, which was the most money I'd ever had or seen. And I took that money with me and travelled around with all my money playing, thinking, well, when this runs out, I'll go back to work. And it never really ran out.
How come you were such an expert in 7-card stud? Is that the game you, or you just had?
That was the game. That was the game at the Vic at that time. It was the main game. I only really got into No Limit Hold'em when I was invited to play in late night poker. And then I kind of learnt the game, under the glare of the cameras, really. And I got to love that game. And 7-card stud kind of faded out a bit, and No Limit Hold'em became the big game that everyone wanted to play. But I certainly always play. I mean, right now I'm playing the 8-game mix tournament. Right. You don't get that many opportunities to play that live, anyway. So I've always liked a bit of a mixture. It keeps it more interesting.
Yeah, it is more interesting too, and also there's a lot more to it. I agree with you. Now, how did that idea of the Hendon Mob poker database shape?
Well,
the story, I guess.
It's a lot. I'll try and squeeze it down. Because I mean, first of all, the website came before the database, and the idea of that was to have a kind of poker fanzine that promoted us as a group, the four of us, to try and get sponsorship. But in the course of doing that, we had an arrangement with an organisation that did poker betting, and we started doing the odds for the poker, and Joe Beavers would do the book, make the book, and I would write a little form guide about the players and little bits of information about them, and so we had a kind of like a little database of all the players that played regularly. That's how it began, and I remember I invented a lot of nicknames for players, a lot of which they still use now. and it grew from there. And developed. I mean, yeah, it's a long story how it developed, but it started out as being something that supported something else we were doing, and gradually, then we got a programmer in who builds a relational database, and the thing got bigger, and people started getting more interested in that, and less interested in us, basically, which was fine.
Yeah, it was fine. What year did you sell it, or did you pass it on to someone else?
Yeah, we sold it. We sold it to Alex Dreyfus. I don't know, a few years ago now.
Yeah. And it's still, people are still going?
No, it was really good. I mean, because that's right. I mean, the thing is that we never set out to be business people, but it had become like a business. We had an office. We were employing several people to do the data entry and all the rest of it, and fix bugs, and also we had people coming to us and complaining, "Oh, you missed me out," or "I don't want to be in," or and it became like a thing that So then when we ceased to have the sponsorship that kind of supported, because we never made money directly from it, but it supported our sponsorship deals. It made us more interesting to sponsors. So when we didn't have that anymore, all of a sudden we just got this business that we've either got to run it and try and sell adverts and do that, or Alex Dreyfus came along at a great time, and I'm really pleased that we did sell it to him because he had a vision to use it and develop it, and it's kind of gone from strength to strength. And now they have the Hendon Mob poker series and all sorts of things, and I'm very happy to see it because I think in our hands it probably just would have,
dissolved.
Yeah, very likely.
Yeah, it's funny how quite a few young players, for them it's obvious to go to the Hendon Mob poker database, but maybe they don't know who's behind it. But that's fine, right?
No, that's fine. Yeah, now we're like a verb now, and we're everything, and a term of abuse probably, and everything. So. But
I mean, everyone talks about with the technology and all the new players that it's become harder and harder to win, and at least online, but also live. How do you still stay in competition when you go and play live poker?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I don't play that much. I go to the World Series every year, and
you play the mixed games more.
I play a lot of Omaha now, and the thing I find that the game in the States suits me. It seems to be a little bit different, and I find that not playing too often keeps it interesting when I do play. And I don't know. I mean, I think that obviously there's a lot of science, a lot of maths, a lot of work that's gone into, particularly known at Hold'em. But I don't think that experience counts for nothing. I don't think that card sense and the ability to think on your feet. Yes. I think that's still something in the game. And obviously you have to follow what's going on and watch how the way the game changes and come up with responses to the plays that people are making and think about it. But I don't think that just learning all the situations, just going through solve, that's not the whole game.
No, especially if you meet someone that will play the perfect, in quotations, move, then you know what he's playing. And you can mix it up a bit better.
The theory goes that you can't exploit a perfect game, but I also think that the poker player hasn't been born who plays a perfect game. No, and I mean, there was always. I mean, we used to talk about ABC players back in the day, and they raised for certain hands and obviously it's a lot more complicated than that now. But there's an argument that says it's still ABC. It's just a different alphabet now. And of course, that's not to give due credit to the work that people do and how incredibly talented people are. But the people who make the most of that work, the people who've got something extra as well, I think.
Yeah, there you go. Barny, there's so many stories to be told and talk about. And maybe sometime on my podcast, The Swedest Deal, maybe we can find some time when you're at home and we go through some old stories, because there are some good ones, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's been an interesting life in poker, and it's been quite, what is it now, almost 30 years now?
I suppose it is. I mean, that's, survival, that's that's my trophy, really. You know, that I'm still here and still enjoying the game.
Yeah, excellent. It was nice to see you, and we'll talk soon again, Barny.
Okay, cheers. Thank you.